and let it take care of your freedom. Right. See, by the time you start withdrawing, and I'm gonna just throw a couple of things out there that hopefully people will grasp because it's coming from real experience. When you get to the point where a withdrawal is normal, that's how you know, that's confirmation that your mindset and everything that you're doing within your process is where it needs to be. When you get to the point where you make a withdrawal and it's like, okay, cool. Not, oh man, I made a withdrawal, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? There's no celebration for a withdrawal. This is your business. Like, all right, profits, withdrawal. Profit, withdrawal. When you're at that point, when you're at the point where you're withdrawing profit, you understand? Want to know? Withdrawal. Want to know? Withdrawal. It's like, it's seamless. You're not celebrating. You're not emotional. You're not thinking about it. The process happens. When the process happens, you make a withdrawal. I told y'all before, when every time I make a profit, I withdraw.
Every time I make a profit, I withdraw. All right, let me. If you guys are making your way on, please make sure that you like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of that good stuff. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you turn on the bell notifications. Share the video also so that the stream can go out to more folks. On Instagram, make sure that you like the video. Also follow on IG if you're not already. All right. And I got to do an OCD check. Make sure that this thing is showing up properly. Yes, it is. All right, cool. All right, when you come on, make sure that you like the video. Like the video. I was getting ready to do something. Forgot what it was. It'll come back to me. Well, the alarm is set because I just heard it go off. I think I need to reset it though because it's a little off. Going off a little too late. All right. And I also need to finish distributing this. All right, before I do that, I think this is off. Something about this I don't like. There's something about this I don't like. I think that's better. Yep, that's better. All right, OCD in full effect. I got 2 more things to do, and then we'll get started with the topic for today. Very good topic, I might add. It's a very good topic today. All right, cool. Cool. We're good to go. All right, let's see who we got in the building. Sadiq is in the building. I see Jared over there on IG. And over here on YouTube, we got Maui Jeff, Ozzy, Melanie's in the building, Ramon, Bilal, Ashton, J. Carly, Max D, Chris Barone, what's happening? Jerry Brown in the building, Kalisha, and Don. All right, cool. We're good to go. We are good to go. All right, let me get this Don DeMarco set up because I need to let a Don DeMarco before I even start. It's gonna be one of those, I'm pretty sure. Charles is in the building as well. What's happening? Yeah, let's get the Don DeMarco out the way, the first one. Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco. Let's get that out the way. Alarm is set. Alarm is good. All right, we good. Everything's in order. Great topic today. So what does it take to earn 5K a week in trading? Enoch, what's happening? So, believe it or not, this is another stir the pot topic because the funny thing about when you put certain titles up, they're going to draw attention for sure. Soon as somebody see 5,000, they clicking. Now, excuse me, I apologize for this. Got some dust on my shirt. I don't create titles to get people to click. I create titles because the topic is relevant for what we're talking about. For some people, they get emotional off of what the title is. It just is what it is, right? The funny thing is that people become emotional when they see the title, which is exactly the opposite of what you need when you trade. Ain't that crazy? Listen, we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get straight to it. Straight to it.
I'm focused, man.
So, the funny thing about folks is they get emotional and they actually want more to fuel the emotion that led to them clicking on the video in the first place. I'm using this as an example just to segue into where I'm going, right? So they get emotional. They see that 5K in the title. They're like, what? Oh, yeah, let me see what he's talking about. I want to hear this money talk. And emotionally, you don't really believe that it's something that you could do. It just feels good. Like, but practically, and in your mind, and I'm talking about folks that react emotionally, they know that they ain't gonna do it. But they are triggered by the emotion of feeling as if they could do it. So they want to know. That's why they click. That's why they come, right? So then when we get into the topic, you actually begin to hear how. It's like, all right, let me just use an example. So the title is, what does it take to earn 5K a week? People are attracted to the 5K. They are not attracted to the what does it take part. They're not really attracted. That's not what triggered them to click to come and watch this. What triggered them was the 5K. They're like, what? 5K a week? What? Click. So now they tuned in. And then when we actually get into the topic, you begin to realize, oh, snap, he was serious. Like, oh, he didn't just, that wasn't just clickbait. He actually means that shit. Like, he really is breaking down how to do it. And that's the part right there where the separation comes. Because now, if you initially reacted emotionally to what you saw when you clicked, now you have to be honest about it. Because once you get into the actual way to go about doing it, that's the separation time. You either are going to listen because you really want to know how, and you really feel that you can tap into what needs to be done to do it, or you're going to be like, damn, nah, man. Nah, he talking about doing a lot. I don't want to do all that. So now the separation comes. And this is just a process that is ongoing. It goes on all the time. So it's very interesting that for some people, when they are triggered emotionally, when they actually hear what it is and how they can do it, now you're forced to make a decision that's honest with yourself. Like, you got to decide for yourself whether or not you really want to do it. Of course, you want 5K a week. You want that. There ain't no question about that. You want that. But you're going to have to face the reality of whether or not you're going to do what it takes to get it. You see? So this is an ongoing process. And the reason that I like to bring that up is because I know exactly what I'm doing when I know people are triggered emotionally. It's like, now I'm going to force you to listen to the truth about yourself, because it's like, all right, he's not just talking about trading. It's actually more to it than that. Why are you talking about so much mindset? Because mindset is how you get to 5K a week. It's your mindset. That's how you're going to get. So you thinking that it's a strategy that I have that's going to let you get there. No, it's the extreme opposite. In fact, it's so far away from that. You come to realize, oh, damn, ain't no strategy at all. Like, he really talking about some mindset shit with this market. Yep. And the bottom line is that until you accept that, you'll just keep doing what you've been doing for the duration of time that you've been doing it for, which is just juggling. Strategy, signals, more strategies, more signals. And let me listen to some TA stuff too. I like what they're talking about. But you're not really becoming serious about it until you make the connection to yourself. So the self-awareness part has to come before the mindset part is positioned to come after. You got to know that you're doing that first. Some people don't know. But this is another thing that I'm doing. It's incorporated into the content and into the live stream. I'm purposely saying certain things to trigger the actual thing inside of you that needs the spark. Not your emotions, but to actually trigger your thought process. Because now you have to think like, wait, he talking about 5K a week and he did make 5K, or he's making 5K. Maybe I should listen. You see? So now when I go into talking about how I'm doing it, you hear me talk about more than just, oh, well, what I do is I wait for the trade. You know, I wait for a slow environment. I wait for the market to slow down. And then I do this and bang. It's not that. What I'm actually going into is the process I use. I talk about everything that makes up the process for being successful when that trade comes. Learning how to recognize when that winning trade is here. Understanding that winning trade is the same regardless of whether it's $20 or $5,000. Regardless of whether it's one contract or 100 or 2 or 3. So it doesn't matter the money, contract size, how big the account is, doesn't make a difference. What matters is your ability to recognize the correct time in the market, and you can only do that by applying the same process over and over again. The winning process that leads to that. Your mindset is needed just to apply the process. So you're forced to actually think now, not just be emotional about the 5K. And that's why I love the way that I do this, because it's like, damn, he not just on there talking about some scammy type of shit. Like, oh, well, you do this and you put $100 up, and then, you know, you just, all you got to do is such and such and such. When you come, you know that it's not that. You know that it's actually real. Like it's me breaking down the process, breaking down the mindset that you need to do it. You got the opportunity to do it. Listen, NADEX exists. Enough said. Dude, there's your opportunity right there. You can trade binaries on NADEX. You can start with $100 with one contract, and you can go wherever you want to go. All you got to do is just consistently be profitable and win your trades. That's it. Now, how do you do that? The how is your problem, you see? The how part. So some people, what they'll do is they'll come on the platform, throw $500 in the account, and go buy a strategy or some signals, and they think that that's going to take them where the potential is, you see? Like, oh, well, you can make all this money. I just need to tap into it. When in reality, you know that there's more to it than that. So now when I'm on here, I don't talk about none of that. I don't talk about none of the nonsense. I get straight to the real. I get straight to it. I'm telling you off rip. Listen, if you ain't got no patience, forget about it. You ain't got no discipline, forget about it. You're not going to win. Even if you train with me, if you don't develop your patience and discipline, you still ain't gonna win. You can't pass the buck. You see, you got to deal with yourself, and with whatever it is that you're learning to be able to execute a process over and over again. That's what it is. So that's why within these topics, sometimes there are emotional triggers. I realize that. I'm not doing that intentionally though. Like this was just me, just like, hey, you know, what does it take to earn 5,000? I'm talking about this because you saw me earn 5,000 multiple times. Like I do that regularly. So now when I talk about the process that led to me being able to do that, I'm like, yo, listen, it ain't hard. It's really not. It's just a matter of you deciding that you want to do it. Not deciding, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to get to this money. No. Don't put the money at the forefront. Don't put the contracts at the forefront. Don't even put the trading at the forefront. Put the process at the forefront and then train your mind to only execute the process and don't do anything else. Now you got a business. Now you got a 5K a week business. I'm saying. Now you got it. But anyway, so let me see who's in here also. Cranty, what's happening? Let's see. Jamal, the answer is to have the answer is to have anal glaucoma. No longer see your ass working a job. That was the mic drop from last night on training. Yes, it was. That was the mic drop. Maui Jet, people get emotions about the topic. Yep. Barone, patience, discipline, and no emotions. All facts. Enoch dropped into Forex for a month, and I'm eager to learn for financial freedom. Good stuff, Enoch. Good stuff. Enoch, you trading straight Forex? Don says to make 5K a week is doing the same thing it took to make a profitable transaction traded one contract. Boom. Boom.
I'm focused, man.
Boom. That's it. Mo said, better to start on mindset now than later. Facts. Shani, what does it take to earn 5K? 30K maybe. Oh, man. Ozzy, to make 5K is easy. You just need to divorce the outside world and get married to yourself, and you're never gonna die. Wow, that's hard. AR, what's your link to join TA? AR, look underneath this same video, and you'll see the link to sign up. And also, send me a friend request on Facebook also. Let me put the link for my Facebook in here. But the link to sign up is right underneath the video in the description box. And here's my Facebook here. Wait, is it? No, that ain't it. What the hell is that? Hold on, let me get to my Facebook profile real quick. That's the link to my Facebook right there. Let me take a look at this euro real quick. Euro look real good. It's just out of sync right now. Slightly out of sync. And that's looking like it might do something. I didn't see the 420. 420 didn't look like it really did anything as far as position. The 425 I didn't see. And the 430 now is slightly out of sync, but behavior looks real good, and the environment, of course, we know is in the range. All right, so that looks good. That looks good. This got graphic fast. Oh, Jamal. Yeah, he said anal glaucoma. I can't. What he said? What is it again? Anal glaucoma, no longer see your ass working a job. Now that is funny though. That is funny. So, as far as, you know, the whole 5K a week thing goes, $5,000 a week is a lot of money. Like you know, I ain't gonna try to make it seem like that's chump change. You bugging. $5,000 a week is a lot. It's a hell of a lot of money. $5,000 a month is a lot of money. Like, understand what it means when you put it in perspective. Most people don't make $5,000 a month on the job right now. A month. So just to be able to earn $5,000 a month should clearly pay all of your bills, and you have money left over, like, without question. And we talking about being able to do that on a weekly basis, and even it can be even more than that. But I'm literally breaking it down from the perspective of, if you're just applying the process that you learn, that I know, if all you did was apply the process that I know, the money is sitting there waiting for you, like, literally. And I'm not exaggerating. I don't got to exaggerate. I don't got to make it seem like more than it is. Like, that's what it is. That's what it is. And even to get into position to be at that level financially, it's the same process that you're going to be doing when you get to the level. So the same thing it takes to generate that level is the same thing it takes to get there. Don't you understand what that means? It means that all you got to do is develop what's necessary to repeat the process. That's it. That's it. When you have the process, the results come, because the outcome is going to be the same. You get this by not trying to get this. You get to this position by not trying to get to the position. In other words, you're not trying to get here. You're trying to get the process. You're working on yourself so that you can execute the same process over and over, over and over, over and over, over. And it's just the same shit. You know, the thing that some people be like, oh, it's boring. Yes. A process is supposed to be boring. That shit ain't supposed to be exciting. Ain't nothing exciting about that, the process. But the outcome, woo-wee. This is the outcome. This is the output of the process. 5K. When that shit hits your bank, I ain't gonna be hearing boring no more. Oh, it's monotonous. You keep doing the same thing though. Oh, the market doesn't do that. It takes too long. Nope. It works. It continues to work. It will continue to work. That's it. You don't got to do nothing different. You don't got to do nothing extra. Oh, well, Mark, what if I want to make 10,000 a week? All right, well, you sound greedy as shit, but I'm just saying. Because why are you even asking me that question? And I'm just like, I'm going into what people do and how they talk. Oh, well, if I could do 5, I could do 10. Yeah, you can do 10. But it's not about the money. Understand that 5K a week is not the goal. One and 0 forever is the goal. The process that produces 1 and 0 every time that you trade is the goal. Not 5,000 a week. As a result of you mastering yourself so that you execute the process, it produces that 5K every time that you take a trade. Free. You're free. You're free, but you become free before you get there. Understand what I'm saying? You're not free because you at 5,000 a week. You free because you're at 1-0 forever. Patience, discipline, focus. You don't deviate. You wait for the market. You submit to the market. You don't try to do what you want to do. You don't try to do extra shit. You don't do any of that. You're not scared. You don't freeze up. You don't hesitate. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to take it. Oh, man, this is scary. Oh, I'm at 100 contracts now. I don't want to lose. Oh, boy, I'm at 50 contracts. Oh, God, I never had that. No, all of that shit you're going to work out. You have to work all of that out. The path that this is just simple. It's simple, but you're not simple. So you complicate the process. This is why stuff don't work for people. I'm trying to break down just the thought process that people will go through, which is the reason that it don't work for them. You're worrying about time. Oh, how long? How long is it going to take? Oh, it's going to take a year? Damn, that's too long. A year is too long. From your last birthday to your next birthday is a year. You just had a birthday, right? How you just turned 35? You just turned 20? However old you turn, it was a year. That shit went by like that. Now, what did you do within that year? That positioned you to have life-changing experiences. Because this is life-changing. It ain't life-changing because it's 5K. It's life-changing because 5K is what it is if you want it to be. There's some people that be like, if I don't need to earn that much, I'm good with 2K. I'm good with 1K. You can do whatever you want. But the point is that what you're learning to do is 1-0. I'm not teaching you 1K a week. I'm not teaching you 5K a week. I'm teaching you 1-0, period. The process that produces 1-0. That's how you get to the bag. You emotional about that 5K, I know. You emotional about 1,000. Like, damn, every 1,000 a week? Oh, I could do that. Yeah, 1,000 a week is excellent money. You kidding me? It's people right now don't make that much. And understand, like, we talking about one trade for the week. Yeah, you sound greedy as shit. Right, you want to do 10. And mind you, see, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing 10. You could do 10. You could do 20. You could do 15, 20. 3 trades, there it is, 15K. Yep. But my thing is, I'm not trying to get that. Well, Mark, how many trades do you take a day? I don't think about a day. I don't even think about the trade. I apply the process. The trade comes when it comes. And that's it. However many times that happens. Am I trying to do it? No. What am I doing? Applying the process. So who does it? How do you make the money? The market. What do you mean? The market decides when it comes. I let the market decide when it comes. I'm not sitting here, hey, let me get my calculator. I want to make 20 racks this week. I'm not doing that. For what? But then I have a week where the market is like, hey, you're going to see 20 this week. You were patient. You waited. You applied the process. Here you go. Without trying to get 20 for the there will be weeks I may not get a trade at all. I might miss a week. I might just completely miss a week. Like, nah, I ain't doing nothing this week. I ain't gonna open the platform. If I wanted to, I could do that. Not do nothing. Take the whole week off. Right? Then I come back next week. Next week, I might get 2. I'm not trying to do that. But what I'm saying is that the process allows the market to be the market. The process is not you trying to force your way into trades to get to the money. The process is you allowing the market to do what it's going to do anyway. The market is going to do shit regardless. It don't even know that you're there. It don't know that you're here. Market's not like, hey, I see Nico's on the charts. Let me go ahead and try to smack him down. No. But what happens is Nico gonna apply the process. So when that money comes that the market is given, which it does all the time. See, you just don't be around when it gives it up. When you apply the same process, it puts you around when it gives it up. Money in the bank, bam. Trying to tell you, it's process. That's the key. That is the key, man. All right, let me come back in the comments. I apologize. Shawnee said people get all those other business opportunities to the side, focus solely on TA because TA will be the foundation for any other endeavors you may want to do. All other shit can kick rocks. Hey now. I can't disagree with that, for real. Oh, speaking of Nico, here you go right here. Nico said, want to know who different mindset than I need today? It's about longevity. That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't take a trade today, be glad you ain't take a trade because you weren't around enough. Be glad you ain't take a trade because there was no trade to take. Be glad that you ain't take a trade just because. Like, I ain't take a trade today. You didn't miss anything. Maybe today you wanted to rest more. I don't know. That's what I did yesterday. Yesterday I was like, I'm not doing the live today. Just like that. And that's not like me because normally I just, I just keep going. But I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna just rest. Like someone was just telling me to rest. So I just rested. And that was some good rest. Like I felt rejuvenated afterwards. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Like sometimes you just need to relax. So the question becomes, well, can you relax and still apply the process? Of course you can. I was resting in the bed. I still was on the platform. Every now and then I would glance at the market, look and see what's up. You see? Process is still the same. It don't change because I'm in the bed. Process don't change because I'm on the toilet. I know that's TMI, but I'm just saying. It don't change because I'm sitting down eating dinner. It doesn't change. The process is the same. Oh, well, you took a trade at dinner? Of course. Of course. I took a trade. I've taken trades on the line at the supermarket. Had my phone while I'm online at the supermarket waiting to go buy some shit. Market sets up, bam. Made the withdrawal before I got to the car. Just like 301 Mindset says. Soon as I make the profit, I make the withdrawal immediately. So again, we talking about the process. We're talking about what it takes. And that's what it takes. It takes the process. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. The same way it ain't about the money you start with. People think that you got to start with a large amount of money. Oh, well, the reason that he's at that level because he started with 10,000. No, not at all. Started with $100. And you saw me do it. So you know I did that. Which shows you that it's not about the money. Once again, it's not about the money on either side. It ain't about the money when you start, and it ain't about the money as you are generating money. The process that took that $100 seed to wherever I wanted to go with it is the same process that's going to feed me that 5K or whatever it's going to be. It's the same process. It's like if I just get people to understand that and grasp that, it's over. Like it's all over. Your life is going to change. It's not changing because of the money though. Understand what I'm saying? You're not going to change your life because of the money. The process is going to change everything. That's why it's worth it. That's why all of this is worth the time. I'm telling you, man. Shavonda, what's up? She said, glad to see you back at it, but you always on it. Yeah, man. Yep. I think this is what number of the live stream is this? This 3-something. We pushing 400. We pushing 400 live stream. What I'm trying to do, I think I'm trying to save the 400 for the podcast. Cause I'm ready to do that now, but I'm just gonna wait a little longer. Who else I saw just now? Tony, what's happening? Tony Rico, he says, hey Mark, what's up? TA 301 is no joke, love it. 301 on deck every day, man. See, 301 is the process. The process I keep talking about, that's what 301 is. Let it get in you. Ramon, 5K a week, you betcha I'm going to train harder than anyone else to achieve that. Come on, man. And I see, DeRoy brought up an interesting point. I didn't even think about that. He said $250,000 a year. It is. 5K a week is 250. I didn't even like. It's just because I don't think like that. Like I don't think about the numbers. But that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's so funny. It's like, well, damn, you talking about one trade for the whole week. Yeah. One. So that goes just like just look at that. Like, damn, there ain't no pressure. Nope. No pressure at all. No stress. It's just the process repeated over and over again. That's it. That's all we doing. Come on, man. Maui Jeff on the real 5K a week, just freed up your schedule, pays all your bills, and 3 weeks left in the month. Crazy. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of money. Like, just to be honest, it's a ridiculous amount of money for regular people. It's a ridiculous amount of money for anybody. Because people that just have exorbitant amounts of money, they have a certain lifestyle that they live because it reflects the money that they have. But the difference is when you are the one in control of the money that you generate, you have a different appreciation for the money and the things that you do with it. Like, does that make sense? It's like it's like when you know that you are making that much money, you have to keep yourself under control because you can easily get out of control. But the process that we're learning forces you to have control. So to be honest with you, when you learn the TA process, you ain't gonna be an asshole. Because what it takes to produce Forever and No forces you not to be an asshole. You're forced to deal with yourself every day. You're training and conditioning yourself every day to be in control. You see what I'm saying? Like being an asshole and applying the process, they don't meet together. You can't be an asshole and apply the process. Which is clearly why I'm not an asshole, because I naturally apply the process because of the mindset needed to apply the process. So I ain't an asshole in life, like period, not just with the market, in life. Listen, ego is the reason that people fail every time. So what happens when your ego is in the market? It's all over. The market got you. It's going to whip your ass. You can't have an ego and be this successful in the market. Come on, man. Let me repeat that. You can't have an ego and be this successful in the market. There ain't no ego involved in this at all. It's submission. It's the opposite. I'm just applying the process. I ain't doing nothing else. Oh, well, Mark, well, why don't you make X amount of dollars? Listen, I end up making more than what you even think I make because I don't expect to make that. I don't have an expectation to make any money. All I do is apply the process and let the market decide. I let the market decide how much money I make. No goals at all. I'll find out how much I make at the end of the year. Like, oh shit, I ain't even realize I did that. Like that. Find out at the end. Let the market decide. Like, damn, the market was really feeling me this year. Yo, this is crazy. Shawnee said real estate, wholesaling, fixing flips, rentals, opening other businesses is all fine and dandy, but TA is the best business. Let's argue. I agree. Mike P, my problem is knowing when to stop on a winning streak. Mike P, were you here last week? We had somebody on here last week asking the same question. Shawnee, everything, and I mean everything else is on the back burner for me, for real. Ramon, wax on, wax off until you master it. That's it. Jamal, law of repetition is freedom. Yes. Western Window. I think that's Cherie. Is that Cherie? I think that's Cherie. What video series have you already done that's the best representation of the process? Oops, I was wrong for that. And the best one is 301. That's the best. That is the one. Paley's Mark, I imagine you hear these complaints and excuses every day. Must get annoying sometimes. I don't really get annoyed at all. It's very weird. Like the dynamic for me is weird because stuff don't really annoy me. Stuff eventually gets to me enough for Rant Man to come out. And then when Rant Man comes out, he just brings value, if that makes sense. So like, I don't really be annoyed like that because when people be talking, whatever they talking about, I can just ignore them. You know, like I don't have to entertain or engage what is even being said. But it's not in my heart to do that. I really want to help. So what I'm going to do is like listen to them, hear it out. And then when I've had enough, that's when Rant Man comes out. And then Rant Man just is going to give you straight value. And he not going to say it nice. He going to say it the way that you have to hear it. in order for you to take action? But that's a good question. Because I mean, you can see how somebody could easily get annoyed when they just bombarded by the same questions over and over again. Mike P, any suggestions for FOMO and control? Mike P, there's a video on the channel, 301 Mindset. My suggestion is to watch that every day. It is going to help you with your FOMO without a doubt. It's going to help you with every aspect of the mindset that you have to have in order to be successful when you trade. See, like what it is that people think that it's a strategy that you need. Strategy, it's a good signal service that you need in order to be successful. No. What you need is the right mindset. Because having the right mindset allows you to take the time to allow the market to do what it does. See, the thing about the market that's funny is that it does what it wants to do, no matter what. The problem is you don't know what it's doing. And you don't know the timing of what it's doing. Mike P, I'm going to post the video for 301 Mindset in the chat. It's in there now, right there. That video, you need to watch that every day. That's going to help you with your FOMO. You put the bikes back? They over there or they over there? Over there? You're going back out? So you're finished? So you got to put it over here. You know that. Why are you leaving it over there? What happened? Tell her to do it too. You know I'm going to tell her to do it. You just tell her I said to do it. Go ahead. And y'all move them over there so I can bring them back over. Shawnee said, we're waking up on a Monday morning and no one want to know what's going to be whatever number dollar you want is the zip code I want to live in forever. Yes. Yes. Mike P, how did you develop that mindset of let the trade come and not worried about trades? 301 mindset. 301 mindset. See, like, at this point, I have so many powerful tools to help you. If you just plug into the tools that I give you, it's going to work. Like 301 Mindset is a free public training that's on the channel. I just posted the link at the bottom just now. When you watch that every day, everything is going to start to change. You can't listen to 301 Mindset every day and be the same. You just can't. Matter of fact, I'm going to play a little bit. Hold on. Because I was listening to this before I came on.
It spends no time in the account. Profit, withdrawal.
Now, hold on. Right now, I'm talking about withdrawals of business as usual, right? Matter of fact, let me go to another topic. Hold on. And this is on 301 Mindset, mind you. Next topic is never trade without training. Next one is with skill, you don't worry about money. See, this is 301 Mindset. Look, focused execution is the skill. Next one, train until you become the process. This is all on 301 Mindset. Just listen to this for a second. Hold on.
That's all you do now. So, tell you, man. I know that, like a lot of this is new for so many people. So when something is new to you, for the first time, it's scary, it's exciting at the same time. Of course you're gonna celebrate when you do something for the first time. You never did it before. You're like, oh, I did that.
Never did it before. This is why you feel the way that you be feeling. You never did it before. So look, you can't listen to this every day and continue to do it. You can't keep listening to this day after day and keep doing bullshit. It's impossible. This is why we listen to this every day, the same video. This video is 49 minutes and 9 seconds long. And we played on repeat. It's going to change everything, I'm telling you. because you need the mindset before you can execute in the market. How can you navigate in the market without the right mindset? It becomes very confusing. Like you, at some point, you don't even know what you're doing anymore. You're like, damn, man. You'll lose a trade. You'll win a bunch of trades and you'll lose one. Damn. I was doing so good. I was 8-0. Then you get hit. You trying to figure out why you got hit on the 9th trade. So now your mind is in that mode. Now you in revenge mode. Like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm getting my money back. So now you go into revenge mode. You try to trade your way back to where you was when you was 8-0. That's not process. That's flipping the coin, and you flip heads until it's tails, but you don't know why it's tails. The same way you didn't know why it was heads. You see how the dynamic is completely different? You can't function like that long term. You can't function like that short term. You can't function like that for a week or two without it taking a toll on you. So you're going to have to stop, and you need something that's going to help you to elevate your mindset and your thinking so that you can position yourself to execute one process over and over again. And that process has to be submissive to the market as well. It can't be your process. It has to be the market's process. It can't be your strategy. Oh, what I do is I wait for, this right here to line up, and then when I see a trend, and I'm going to take that. Or I wait for there to be at least, I want at least two full pips away from the strike before I take a trade. You worrying about distance from the strike price. No consideration of behavior or the environment that you're in. Can't do that. Oh, I'm going to trade when the market is fast because it's easier. Then you get into a fast market and the market is whipsawing in speed. Big ass wicks on the top of the candles looking like the Twin Towers. And you sitting there confused like, oh my God, well, how did I do that? How did that do that? It did it in 12 seconds. You trying to figure out why you lost like that. I was winning. Market totally reversed on you and you lost. And now you pissed off at the market. The market is just being the market and doing what it always does. It always does that. You don't know how to recognize when it does that, and you definitely don't know how to stay out of the market when it's doing all type of shit that you don't recognize. It's causing you to lose. I'm giving you a lot of examples of how people be losing. People lose all the time, the same ways. Oh, I'm going to trade reversals. Okay. You can trade any behavior, but you better know what you're doing. You better apply the same process every time that you are in the market. It better be the same one, and it better be something that the market gave you, not something that you're trying to put on the market. See, that's the difference. Listen, stop trying to force the strategy on the market. It don't work. With the wrong mindset, you'll keep doing that. With the right mindset, you'll stop doing that. This is good, man. This is good. Right. Paley said trying to get more leads to BS, and you end up over trading, which leads to revenge trading. Exactly. 440, I thought I saw two. I'm going to take a look at the video. Very good. I see Melanie says she sent it to the chat. Don said, when I went to Southeast Asia, didn't log on to the platform for 3.5 months just because, no stress. Beautiful thing. J. Carr said, just don't record the audio from the bathroom. Right. Some of us have done that in the past. Look, they're going to walk right there. Yup. He said, I resent that remark. Don, when you start making money, you realize it's actually the least important thing, but the options that you have is priceless. Right. So look, so put those two things together. Being able to have options, unlimited options, because you don't have any financial barriers in the way is not because of the money. It's because of being in the position to generate as much money as you need to or want to. It's the ability to generate money that now has you in a position where you got all these options, no limitations. You don't got to talk no more because money talks for you. And the thing about it is that you are well connected to the source of that income. That's the difference. It's like an unlimited, endless source. But that's not money. Listen, it's an unlimited source of money. But it's not the money. It's the process. It's the mindset. It's everything that you're executing to be in the position and to remain in the position. Boom, unlimited money now. Now you don't worry about nothing ever. Ever again. Come on, man. Jeff said, join the TA gets rid of all your negativity and bullshit. Facts. Facts. Jay Carley said, the thing about repetitive questions is that it's our 999,000 time hearing it, but their first time asking, but now they get the same answer we do. 301 a repeat, but it's 301 mindset. Right. Right. Mike P, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. Ramon said 8 out of 10, that revenge trade is gonna F you up worse than the first loss that you had. Right. He said all ratios shown the fictional. Closer to 10 out of 10. I was just thinking that too. I was like, wait, 8 out of 10? I was like, damn, he being nice. Crazy. Shawnee's crazy. Sadiq, the source only allows the process. Yes. That's right. That's right. So we back at the square one once again. It's like all this money that people want to make, all this money that you personally want to make. It don't matter how much money it is. Like, it doesn't even matter what the number is. Whatever the number is. As you develop your mindset, it becomes less about the money. Eventually, it becomes not about the money at all. The number even disappears out your head. You're like, listen, this is hard. The number disappears out your head. You know how people be like, hey, man, I want to make about 90,000 for the year. 90,000, I'm good. Because they have a projection in their mind of what they want to do in a year. So they're like, all right, well, my bills are this much, then I have this much to spend on leisure. We want to take a vacation. I have enough for that. So they're adding up all of the costs of what their lifestyle is going to cost. That's where everybody gets a number from. You understand? Everybody gets a number from there. Now, what happens when you don't have a number in your head at all? You just think about doing something. You think about wanting something, and you have the ability to generate the income to get whatever it is, period. So you don't have to pre-plan. You are free. Listen to me, man. I don't make plans in advance. Like I don't be like, hey man, you know, we gonna do this on that day. We just be like, what you want to do? All right, we want to go here. All right, we gonna go. That's it. That's it. There was no plan. It wasn't premeditated. It's never a question of, well, can we afford to go? That ain't never a question. That's not even in the conversation. That's why I got to be careful, you know, like what I let her watch on TV. Because I'm like, listen, don't be looking at Bora Bora and all that shit. I don't want to do that right now. Like, I don't feel like doing that right now. We can't move like that right now. You know what I'm saying? All this COVID. But anyway, like I'm using that as an example. You know, like if you want to travel, some people want to travel. Traveling is wonderful. You know what's better than traveling? Be in a position to travel wherever. Anywhere. Like wherever it is that you want to go, you can go. That's better. Just being in position. So that's what I'm saying about the process. See, when you condition your mindset to execute the process, you always have that on deck. There's gonna be times where you make money, you be like, damn, I didn't mean to do that. I wasn't even expecting that. You just happen to get on. You do your observation. Next thing you know, the market give you some money. And you're like, oh snap. Oh wow. Wasn't expecting that. It's powerful stuff, man. Powerful. That's it. That's it. Being in a position to travel wherever, whenever is priceless. Yes, it is. Jeff said, whoa, I want to get to that point where the market pays your salary. You're not even worried about money. That's 90% of people. Stress in life is money. Yes. Yes, it's mind blowing. Follow the process. Come on. Like, this is why I said it a little early. I'm like, if I can get people to understand just that and do it, like just stop worrying about everything that you worry about. You worry about everything and it distracts you from being able to really put yourself in a life-changing position. It's like if you want your life to change, you have to change first. So that means you can't continue on the trajectory where you are now, where you're stressed, you're worried. I know that you got bills. Everybody got bills. Them shits don't go nowhere. Bills are there all the time. I know. You right. Yes. But bills come and go. They always gonna be there. It is what it is. It's people in like real situations where they gotta choose. Oh, well, we can't pay. We can either pay this bill or that bill. A lot of people in that position. You want to get out of that position, you have to become free. There's no other choice. You have to get free somehow. Some people, they comfortable. They all their bills are paid. But they work crazy hours, 60 hours a week, 70, 80 hours a week. All their bills are paid though, but they stressed. You're not free. Yeah, you ain't worrying about money, but you worrying about passing out doing too much. You get headaches. Now you get migraines and shit. You not get enough sleep. You want to be free from that. That's a prison. If you stuck in that situation, you got to work 60 hours a week. Like, have to do it. That's how you able to pay all your bills. You feel good that you can pay your bills, but then you are worn out. You stressed. You ain't even got no time to do nothing. See, so for some people it's money, lack of money. For some people it's the time. In both instances, you're not free in either situation. How do we become free? You got to free your mindset first. When you free your mindset, you're now capable of doing something that will position you to be free. This is why I'm saying even coming into trading ain't gonna free you. Your mindset being where it needs to be and coming into trading, that's what's gonna free you. That's why it ain't about signals and strategies. It's about mindset and process. That's what it is. It's good stuff, man. Pele said, must be nice, Mark, to be financially free. Being poor can really create trauma, so freedom should be the goal for everyone. And let me tell y'all something too that's a good takeaway from this dialogue. Financial freedom is only as good as your freedom is. That's a hard and powerful statement right there. It's only as good as your freedom. In other words, if you are not free, but you have all of this money to do stuff with, you are still not free. The financial freedom aspect can't make up for the lack of the true freedom. Like, it's just like how some people make real good money. It's people now making 6 figures, but they're not free. They are stressed every day. Stressed, worried, concerned. Oh man. Hoping, wishing, praying that they keep their job. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's not being free. So it's the freedom itself that comes before the financial freedom does. Because to be truly financially free, you know it's on the back end. It's not at the forefront. You think that you wanted to be at the forefront. Like, oh man, if I have these bills, I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be stressed. You would still be stressed though. Because until you release the stress and all of the things emotionally that keep you enslaved in yourself, you're going to still be a slave to your emotions. You're going to still be emotional. I don't care how much money you have. There's millionaires, there's billionaires that are depressed. It's like, damn, how can you be upset about anything with all that money? That's the proof. When you're not free, it doesn't matter. So this is why it's much more powerful to become free before you get to the money. As a matter of fact, it's more powerful to allow freedom to get you to the money. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Allow freedom to get you to the money. Sheesh. Don, one of the biggest things I don't like in the self-help community is they're big on visualization, but you are already setting an expectation. Don't confuse a plan and the vision. Yes. Don, a plan is a roadmap, but visualization is projecting something that the market doesn't agree with. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Shotty is a trip. He said, I want to get up in the morning like Mark and do a 5K withdrawal video in my morning voice. Right, in my I just woke up voice. Torre was good, man. Crazy. Ashton, if you want things in your life to change, you're gonna have to change the things in your life. Come on, man. We focus.
I'm focused, man.
Haley says 60, 70 hours isn't comfortable. No, it's not. Tony Arico, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at begin to change. Gary Lopez, all money ain't good money. Get it the right way. Right. Exactly. And that don't just mean illegal money versus legal money. Even legal money, you should get the right way. Let freedom set you free financially. Man. Listen, man. Don, there are people that have millions of dollars in a life that most people think is glamorous who take their lives. Example, Robin Williams made people laugh, but he was dying inside. Yes. Yeah, quite a few celebrities. Quite a few celebrities, man. Shawnee said, word, my current 64-hour work week is whack. 64 hours a week working on me is my pursuit. Right. Yep. Otis, allow freedom to get you to the money. Allow the mental freedom to transcend into the physical world. 100%. 100%, man. Jay Carly said, I'm going to tag in and disagree. Your subconscious will work behind the scenes towards your goal. I agree. I agree with that. But what you said that you disagree. Somebody said something about the subconscious? Maybe I missed something. Peleus, being free is giving you a chance to create a new you. I believe so. So use your time wisely to focus on yourself before and after you become successful. So prepare. You definitely can do it with this skill. Very, very, very good. That's a lot of wisdom right there. Yo, he said, use your time wisely to focus on yourself before you become successful. Yo, you like when I hear that type of stuff, that right there hits me immediately because I'm like, yo, that's it. That's the blueprint right there. That's it. It's like you become free before you become free. Come on, man, that's deep. Ashton said, this is just too deep for some people. For real. Jay Carter, you can't bend the market to your will, but you can bend your mind to fall in tune with the market. Yes. What he said about self-help. Got you. Okay, right. The visualization. Okay, now I'm making the connection. She said, if we don't visualize what we want, we will never manifest it. That is true. That is true. You know what? Otis said, I'm out because of Peleus. That whole thing right there. If we don't visualize what we want, we will never manifest it. I'm making the connection between that and what Don said. Don is saying, don't visualize things. This is what I'm getting from it. Instead of visualizing things, visualize the thing. I might walk off after this. This shit is hard. Hold on. Whoa. Instead of visualizing things, visualize the thing. What is the thing? The process that leads to your freedom. Listen, man, listen. Oh, man, if you catch this. Woo. Because I'm excited because this is what I do. I do that. That's what I do. Listen. You manifest everything that, and I have made this point before, right? You don't always know what you want yet. Whoa. You don't always know what you want yet. You haven't seen enough to know. What puts you in position to see more? Freedom. I should walk off just for that. Hold on. Let me finish reading these comments. Shawnee, in 06, would your family members say you were bugging when you quit your 9 to 5? Like, man, you crazy? Or did you say F them and just do you? I said F them. I didn't even think twice about what anyone else thought about me doing it. You know what I'm saying? My whole plan was already in progress. Like, forget, I had a plan. The plan was already in execution. I was executing the plan already. Juji, close that door. Juge, close the door. The plan was already in motion. Crazy. Gary Lopez, yes, this is a skill that you control, so it's not risky. Come on, Gary. He said, once I understood this at a high level, game changer, master the tools and start chipping away. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm focused, man.
Come on. He said it's a skill you control, so it ain't no risk. We talk about that all the time. The risk is not having the skill. Sheesh. J. Carly, I visualize myself to live. That's why I bitch slap the Reaper time and time again. Yes, your vision should never be a material thing. I feed my subconscious with the plans. Don, some people visualization for expectations, which leaves mostly the frustration, right? And I know that that's what Don is saying. I'm catching that. Because the expectations, a lot of times, not even a lot of times, most of the times it's false expectations. It's stuff that you just put out there, but you don't even believe that you deserve it. I'm not saying that anybody does that. I am saying that people do that, though. That is definitely something that people do. They visualize stuff that they know in the back of their mind. They don't even believe that they even deserve it. So it stays in the wish. Oh, I wish one day. Oh, let me put that on my vision board. I hope, wish one day. When you do less of that and you just pinpoint what it is that you actually want. Now, the wants, instead of becoming expectations, they're just things that you're picking to have once you are in position to have whatever it is that you want to have. But you know that the bottom line is that you only want one thing. There's only one thing that is going to lead to everything. Freedom. Freedom. See, when you free, when something's wrong, you can get it fixed. You can go to the best doctors if you got something wrong with your body. You can take your automobile to the best mechanic, the best dealership, or just get another car. Freedom. There's no limitation. There's nothing saying, nah, you can't go over there. Why? Because you can't afford that. No, I'm going there because I can afford that. I can afford the best. Freedom. So you get to see that freedom is way more than just money. Freedom is the actual core of the way that we should be living, period. Everybody should be living that way. Freedom is more about giving than receiving. Oh boy, see, I don't want to just start a whole nother live. Oh jeez. Visualize yourself at your full potential. All right, I gotta go. I don't want to be rude and miss out on all these comments. Let me just go through them real quick. Paley said visualization can only be confirmed from the process. Not BS. People visualize off of BS, so it's not true vision. It's just a dream. What? Whoa.
I'm focused, man.
People have big dreams without doing little things. Dreams to me is projecting, but you have to be careful because you can't manipulate the unknown. Another good one. Ashton, the risk is not having the skill. That's what it is. Jamal, every night I say we live from the inside out, not the outside in. We talking about the same thing. Jay Carly says, yeah, I agree with that, Don. We all work our ass off toward the goal, but how many of us know we will actually make it? Yes, that is the difference. That is the difference. Jamal says, slap the reaper, visualize life. That's what she's doing every day. Jay Carly, reality is everything is already planned out for you anyway. Only your decisions and the way you live will make subtle changes to the plan. Shawnee, they say when you have bread, you don't have a problem. You have a situation. Come on now. Don, better than dreams is having faith because faith is the substance of things hoped for with evidence not seen. Gary Lopez, make your plan work. Make your plan work. Your plan, let the plan work you. Make your plan work by letting the plan work for you. Yes. That was like Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. This was good, man. This was good. This was good. So once again, what does it take to earn $5K a week in trading? The process. I'm out.
Dom DeMarco.